Hey everyone, what is up? As you guys all know, I went on a trip to Reno last week and I just got back today, so I thought I'd take some time and tell you in a video how my trip went and what happened within it. So first of all, if you don't know where Reno is, it is in the state of Nevada, and if you know where I'm from, which is Long Island, New York, it was a pretty long trip there. I think it was about a 7-hour flight total. Now we had two different flights. I had a connection flight, so I flew I think 3 hours it was to Houston, Texas, and then I took another 3.5-hour flight to Nevada. And I got there safe and sound, everything went well. We got off the plane, we being my dad and I, we both went down to Reno for a bowling trip. If you guys didn't know the purpose of the trip, I went there for a bowling tournament and my dad bowled with me as well. And anyways, we got off of the plane, we went to the hotel, we checked in, got our room, got everything settled, unpacked, etc, etc, etc. And it was a pretty nice room in general. It was just a normal typical hotel room, I guess. There was nothing special. It actually had a really crappy TV. It was one of those ones that you had back in 1995. It was one of those big box televisions. It wasn't like a high def or a flat screen or anything like that, but I really don't care about that. It was a TV that was watchable. But one thing that did suck was there wasn't many channels. There was about 20 channels in general, and 10 of them were in Asian, because apparently a lot of Asian people go to Reno to gamble, so they wanted to comfort their viewers or comfort their guests with their kind of television networks. So they had like 10 Asian channels and then 10 channels that were just typical stuff like the news and ESPN. So there wasn't many options, but what can you ask for? I guess that's okay. And overall the room was nice, the bathroom was good, the beds were nice, the pillows were good, whatever, all the typical stuff you judge a hotel for. But anyways, I didn't take many pictures or videos of this trip, and I'm kind of upset about that. I don't know really why. I was more focused on the bowling tournament, that I just forgot that I had my good camera and I could video stuff and take pictures of stuff. I did take some pictures, which I'll share with you in this video, but I didn't take any videos, and I'm kind of upset about that, so I'm sorry for that. But I did use a new app on my iPhone that I'm starting to use, and I'm trying to make more popular, and it's an app called Vine. I don't know how many people have it or have heard about it, but it's a new video sharing app. It can take 6-second videos and you can post them online and people can watch them, etc. It's kind of like Instagram but for videos, and it's only for iPhone users at the moment. It will probably be for Droid users in the future, but I downloaded it, I wanted to try it, and I have a lot of fun making videos on there. It's a 6-second long video and I make kind of comedy skits and whatnot. So I was having fun with that this weekend, so most of my trip to Reno is shown within those videos on Vine. So definitely, if you have an iPhone, go and download Vine. I never ask anyone to download anything or to get an app and follow me, but definitely download Vine because I'm going to be posting on there for a long time, and even you guys can give me suggestions on series I should do on Vine. It's definitely something fun to do in my spare time. So if you have an iPhone, download the app Vine, V-I-N-E, and follow me. My name is Regicidal on there, so there should be no problems with finding me. You just search it, and follow me on that, and you can like my videos, you can watch them, whatever you want to do. But try that out. It's a really fun app. I suggest giving it a try. But anyways, I didn't take many pictures, but there was a beautiful view from my hotel room. So I took my camera and I took some pictures of outside. I have a picture of the side of the building that says Reno with the American flag and the mountains in the back. I thought it was a really nice picture. I also took a picture of the whole entire town, and I actually took a picture of a drug bust that happened outside of my hotel. There was like 3 cop cars and 2 cop trucks, and then there's just this random car and a guy was on the hood, and I think they were searching his car for drugs or whatever, but I just took a picture of it because I thought it was funny. And that's pretty much it for my pictures. I really didn't take many, but the whole point of this trip was the bowling tournament. So basically, I went to this tournament. It's a classic tournament that's been running for years on years on years. I mean, there's people that have bowled 70 years consecutively in this tournament, and it's usually at this Reno bowling stadium. And if you don't know what the bowling stadium is, if you've ever heard of the movie Kingpin, it's where that was filmed, and it's actually a huge bowling stadium. It's got about, I think, 70-something lanes or 80-something lanes, which is crazy, and it's just got giant seating. It's like stadium seating, and it's just an absolutely crazy place. There's elevators and escalators and all this stuff, and you've never expected that from a bowling alley, but it was really cool just to see it and be in the same environment a movie was shot. So I was excited to be there. It was my first time ever in the bowling stadium, so it was interesting for me, and I was really happy to be there. But the main focus was the bowling tournament. Now, we got there on Wednesday, and we had practice for the tournament on Thursday, so I took advantage of that. I bowled so bad, I had not a single clue. Now, when I say I'm bowling bad, it's because we're bowling on a sport shot, and if you don't know what a sport shot is, it's what the PBA professional bowlers bowl on, and it's a harder shot than if you were just to go with your friends to a bowling alley and just throw the ball. it's the way the oil is layered on the lane. Me telling you this isn't going to change anything. You're not going to understand what I'm talking about really unless you're a bowler. But basically, it's a harder shot, and it's basically a tournament-style shot for pros, and it's harder than a normal shot. So I could probably elaborate more on this, but you can look it up if you're interested in that kind of thing. But we were bowling on a sports shot. The first shot was 41 feet long, and the second shot was 39 feet long. So if you know bowling terms, you know what I'm talking about. But we practiced on Thursday, and I bowled awful. I had no line, I was throwing it terrible, and I was just like, wow, this is going to go miserable. So the tournament comes Friday, and we start bowling at 7 p.m. And basically, I had a line right from practice, and I was locked in. And for the team games, I shot 248, 156, 256, which totals to a 660 series, which is an average of 220. And basically, the first day was the team event, so I bowled with my dad and 3 of our friends, and our team didn't do too well. We still cashed for the event because we beat the regular cashing score, so we did cash for the event. Not a lot of cash, but we cashed. And I bowled great. I shot 248 the first game. I was locked in. And then the second game, I threw 3 bad shots and left 3 splits really early on. I threw the ball really well the whole day, but I just had 3 bad shots like I kind of paid for, and I shot 156. And then I managed to just go past that and shoot 256, beating my last game by 100. So that was a shit show, but I bowled really well, and I was on pace to cash for the all events. So the next day is doubles and singles, so we bowled Saturday at 11 a.m. And I start with the doubles. I was bowling with my dad for doubles, and then it's the single event. In the doubles, I shot 210, 191, and 212, which totaled to a 613 series, which is not bad at all. And then right after, we bowled the singles event, and I shot 193, then I shot 232, and then I shot 185 or something. It was 180 something, but it totaled to 603. And all of that combined was 1879. If my math was wrong or if I got any of the numbers wrong, I'm sorry. But it totaled to 1879 for 9 games, which is an average of 210 or 209. And I did well enough to cash in the all events. The cashing number for all events was 1650, and I had 1879, so I definitely cashed really well on that. And I also went into side brackets, which I cashed $100 profit. And it was just a really good event overall. I'm really happy with how I bowled. I got 2 pins. I got one for dressing well and matching my whole team. It was called the Pride Award. And then I also got a pin for having a 250 game. So that was pretty cool. It was called the Bronze Award, and I got a little keychain. So it was an awesome event. I had a really good time. I cashed in every single event, which was the team event, the doubles event, the singles event, and the all events. So I was really happy with how I bowled. I felt really good throwing the ball, and I had a great time. It was just nice to not go to school for a week, I guess, just to give myself a break. And I'm sorry I didn't get a Fun Stuff Friday out, but I was rushing. I had a pack, and I had to finish the True Facts video first, and I never got around to making a Fun Stuff Friday. So I'm sorry I only uploaded a True Facts video last week, but I had to do what I had to do. So I'm sorry about that. But today you got 3 videos, so I'm hoping you're happy with that. And I will have a Fun Stuff Friday this week. I will have a new True Facts video out this week. So everything is back on schedule. I'm home safe now. But I had a really good break. I had a really good time in Reno with my dad. It was a really fun time. I just kind of like to relax. We didn't do anything really exciting. We went to the mall one day, and it was an interesting mall. It was kind of all under construction, so it was really hard to navigate the stores. But it wasn't a bad mall at all. It had all of the typical stores you see in New York. So it was nothing different than here, but we tried different foods. We went to a place that actually had a giant pancake. I posted that on Instagram. I'll put the picture here as well, but it's a huge pancake. It was like $6 and it's giant. I don't think it's any different than having 3 stacks of pancakes, but it was just a giant pancake, one of them, and it was ridiculous. The place that I went to was actually on Man vs. Food. I think it's called the Hash House. It was in my hotel in Reno, and it was just this big pancake, and he actually had that on Man vs. Food. So I thought that was pretty cool to actually go to a place that was on TV as well. And we ate there a couple times, and it was just a good trip in general. Everything went pretty well. My flight home sucked because I had 2 different connections and 3 different flights. It was a 1-hour flight to Arizona, then a 5-hour flight to Philly, and then a 1-hour flight to New York. So that kind of sucked, but we got home safe. I got home today, and I'm just happy that I'm home and relaxing. But I'm happy I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed my story of Reno. Make sure you download that Vine app and follow me because I want to make more Vine videos. I want to have fun with that more, and it would be great to entertain people on not only YouTube, but also another video sharing thing. So if you have an iPhone, download that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story about my trip to Reno. and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.